Hey, I'm Sophia. This is my cousin Jen. We're cousins from New Jersey, and we are here to spark your soul so you can ignite your best life. We thought it was important today to go back to our humble beginnings and talk about why we're even doing this podcast and maybe touch base with viewers who might be here following us or not.
Hopefully you are. Hopefully you are. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we thought it was super important to just kind of reconnect and share the why behind Soul Spark Vibe. Sophia and I have had pretty wild ride up until now, and there were a lot of times throughout the process of this spiritual evolution that both of us have experienced where we didn't feel like we had the community and the support that we like that really would have helped us flourish through the more difficult times. And that's really like why we're here for you all today, or why we're hoping to be here for you all today. So yeah, kind of just wanted to touch on some basics about us. And actually, we have been in talks about doing videos that like to just introduce ourselves so that you can get to know us a little bit better, each individually, because you're obviously getting to know us together now. So that is something that we have talked about, and it hasn't gone very far. So if you're interested in seeing that, definitely drop a comment and let us know so that we can speed that up. And Sophia, I'm going to kick it over to you. Is there anything it's going to kind of just be like a free flow today. We're just going to speak on what comes up and maybe some of the fundamental experiences, or why we feel such a desire to be here for you today. So, Sophia, I'm not sure if you have anything that you want to jump.
Yeah. I'd like to remind everybody why I am incognito and dressed the way I am. I am going to be totally honest and open with you about everything I've ever experienced in life, except for my getup. That's the only lie that will exist between me and you. And for now, it's just because I have a fear of being judged, I guess, for the way I feel about certain topics in my spirituality. And I'd rather keep it to myself. And hopefully others can relate to that. And I hope I can create a space, me and Jen here, where we can talk and anonymously. You don't have to say your name, you don't have to say your gender, you don't have to say anything about you, but we'd like you to contribute to the conversation, or at least be here with us. Um, so that's why I'm incognito. Also, because my family would likely disown me if they heard me talking about dreams and spirituality and consciousness and, you know, quantum physics and things that I can't see but feel. So for now, that's why I'm in this getup. And I'm 1,000% sure there's others out there like me. So I hope to one day take the disguise off and blossom into my true self. But until then, I'm with you, whoever can relate, and we're gonna do this together.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that you went there, Sophia, because I know that there are people who can relate, and I am like I'm just thrilled to be along this journey with you, because I know that in these conversations and in getting more comfortable with us just talking to everyone, and we've even talked about this behind the scenes where you already feel like you're kind of opening up more. And I'm really excited for like the day that you feel comfortable to fully step in to who you are. And I think that that's one of the most beautiful things about where I guess where you're coming from, where we're coming from, is that like it's such a non-judgmental place, because there is so much judgment around these different topics, and it's a real bummer. And it's
Mm.
funny because like, so I have another YouTube channel. It's called Chin Up Mindset, and I would do like different challenges, and I would what was it, like different environmental talks, like kind of like along those lines. And then because I know like in the first, and I'm bringing this up because I know in the first episode that we did about the spiritual closet, I was all like, oh yeah, like I'm not even, it's not even a thing
Mm.
for me. I'm super lucky. And I am in a lot of ways. Like I do feel very confident and comfortable coming into that. um but so on my YouTube channel, I totally had there were like maybe 2 months worth of like tarot videos that I had up there. And for some reason, one day I was just like, I don't know if that's weird to have those on there. And I just took them all down. Not that I like erased them or anything, but I made them private instead of public so that they're just not
Ah,
on my channel. And I don't really know why. Maybe it was because it wasn't on brand with that channel, but really like that channel was just for me to jump on and do whatever I wanted. So there's not like there were any guidelines that I needed to meet, and it was just my own holdup. So it is like there's so many layers to not feeling comfortable coming out spiritually. And that's something I'm gonna sit with. Like I might just pop them back up just to like show myself that it doesn't matter, and like I can, because I don't, yeah, it's like it's not like it would bother me to have them up. So maybe I'll do that after this episode. But it's interesting how like these little nuances that we've been told, right? Like these little things that society like has instilled, or like family has instilled, and it's like they stick with you. It doesn't matter how far along your journey you are, you're gonna run up against like things that were told to you that you're gonna have to overstep in order to like come into your own true power, you know? And I think that whatever level of evolution, spirit, like wherever you are in your spiritual journey is how I'll put that. You're always gonna have something like that where you're gonna have to just persist through to get to the next level.
I'd like to elaborate on that, Jen. I'm taking a sociology class, and I mean, this is like basic 101, but the topic came up about perception and how a perception is derived or conceived by our environment and our social interactions, be it family, be it church, be it school, and that creates one's programming, right? Or what we think about subconsciously creates who we are, creates our reality. So if you have the ability, or you have thoughts of other ideas or other perceptions, I highly suggest pursuing them. Because just because we were raised one way, or heard something in school for years, or heard, we had the same group of friends for years, try to step out of your comfort zone if you can, and see another perception, because it really opens your mind to broadens your awareness, which leads to wisdom, I believe, and leads to further evolution of your soul or your consciousness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think like getting out of your comfort zone is one of like the most important things. And it's like, excuse me, obviously going to be one of the most uncomfortable, because one of our brain's main functions is to just keep us comfortable.
Definitely, that came up as well. Yeah.
It's like
uncomfortable change.
Yeah. We have like literally one of the most efficient and understood, not what, I don't know what word I'm thinking of, but we know about the same. We know the same about our brain as we do about like the living universe, right? So, like the amount of neurons that we have in our brain, or we have like the same as. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We're spit it out. We have the same amount of neurons in our brain as we do stars in the galaxy, right? Like that is incredible. That's incredible. And that just goes to show like how incredible and limitless we really are, because we have the connections that we can literally do anything. We can do anything. And if we don't push ourselves, kind of like coming back, sorry, like wrap it up, Jen, right? let's play this plane for a second. But pushing ourselves is really how we start like stepping into different versions of ourselves. So sorry, I know that that's like pretty much what you just said, but it's miraculous in our brain, as much as it wants to keep us comfortable, and it's developed to be one of the most efficient tools. It is like one of the most efficient tools that we have, right? Like in the known world. I'm going to say that that's Gen fact, so fact check before you throw that out there. But yeah, to keep things efficient, it keeps us in a cycle, and that's where like the uncomfortability comes. We're not even gonna look at that word. This is such a silly episode. Sophia, can you just start talking?
Most def. So I was I wanted to go off on something. I forget what it was, but anyway, I was watching a Joe Dispenza, or listening rather, to a YouTube clip, and it had came up about how exactly what you were just saying, actually, how we're wired, and comfort. It's comfortable for us to remain in our same thought patterns. This goes down to even like eating, or what you drink, or the way you drive. It's hard to change, but I would, in my experience, it was hard, but it's the most beneficial thing I've ever done. And I still struggle, guys. Like, life, here's the thing, like, we're going to be, I think anyway, this is what I've heard from, and I talk to I know a lot of people. Like, I have a big family. I'm from New Jersey. We're like the most highly populated, densely populated state. Like, there's people everywhere. And lately I've been really open, which is really cool. Like, all right, so let's just talk about me for a second. All right. So I hope this helps somebody out there, because in the past, like, all right, say I'm going back to school. I have a degree already in business, but I took a total 360, and now I'm going back to school for therapy, and learning how to help people, how to use my time here on earth to help others, because I think that's where I'm best situated. And I think that's where I reap the most benefits. Because you get back what you put out, right? And I'm not doing it for selfish means. It's just, it's fulfilling to me to help people. And Jin knows I've always kind of been a caretaker, whether it was to my father and my ex, or whatever it is. So anyway, so I'm pursuing this I'm really passionate about this new area of study. And so now that I'm in school doing what I want to do, and like passion is guiding me, my heart is guiding me, I'm a totally different person. Dude, but it was so hard to get here, like, to rip off all of my skin, shed all of my skins, everything I ever knew about myself. Smoker, drug dealer. I was actually working in corporate America and making, good money. I had a nice car, all this stuff. I got rid of everything. Not, that wasn't all, like, I didn't like get rid of the car. I got repoed or whatever, but some of the shedding was intentional. Other of the shedding was the universe, I think, doing it for me. And this was all part of my spiritual awakening. So anyway, point being, I'd like to say that, and I'm not successful right now in the means of financially. I will be, I am, I already am. If I say it, it's true. Right. But like, I don't want you to think like, oh, who is she who is she? But like, I could tell you right now, I am happy in my soul. And my last degree, or even like, I don't know, say 5 years ago, I would never be the first, like, all right, so I'm in a speech class or whatever. Like, I'm volunteering to go first, and like singing songs in front of the class. Dude, if you only knew me, like, and I know a lot of people, because, she gave us this statistic, my professor, like 95% of the human population, I forget the prefix to the phobia, but it has the fear of public speaking. So like, I know I'm not alone when I say that I'm volunteering first, I'm jumping up in front of the class. Like, I'm just purely happy, and it's showing because I'm following my passion. And I hope that can spark something in you to be like, yo, I really do love music. That's in my case. Or I really do love poetry. Or I really do love, it doesn't have to be artistic. It could be like, you're working at Walmart. Trust me, I've been there, not Walmart, but the stores like it, working at Walmart, and you'd rather like work with animals. Like, go get a job, if you'd like, that is, to at the pet shelter. Like, take those first steps if you can, because I really think that's like, and then after that, when you start putting your energy into your passions, like, things start changing. And like, then maybe you'll want to go back to school for veterinary, or maybe you'll want to get a certificate, or maybe you'll want to create your own grooming business. Like, things start to happen once you start following your heart. So that's what I wanted to say, y'all.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's so true. Like, and I had a very similar experience where it was like, I stepped back. I was like, I know where I want to be, and I'm not there. Like, show me how to get there. And it was like, the more I followed what filled me up, like the more abundance just like started flowing into me. And I want to I want to touch on something that you said about like how there were like, because the shedding process, right? Like, that's like a huge, and it's not like just a one time, like, oh, I went through this and like now I'm here. It's like, yo,
Nope.
I think it's like deeper and deeper for somehow, some way. you like think that you're at the bottom, and then like you rise up, and then like you see a whole different bottom. And
Thank you for saying that.
dude, it's wild. It's such an experience, and it's incredible because okay. And so what you said in particular was that you shed some things yourself, and then it was like the universe came in and took some things for you, and it's like that is huge because it's it's our human mind that is like trying to make sense of things, that puts the term good or bad, like the classification on things, right? And like so trust me, like I've had some experience where I was like some experiences where it was just like it was like the end of my world. It was literally like there was no way I could move forward. Like there's no way I can move forward, but look at me now. You know? So like there were so many times where I was like cursing the universe for bringing these different situations or like taking certain people. And I was like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? You know, it's like, I didn't do anything to deserve it. Like this was the universe giving me a leg up in so many different ways by giving me the experiences, whether it was like my car getting jacked up, which ended up giving me the money, like allowing me to bring in the money to take a trip to Africa, right? Like that was a really shitty situation that like flourished. One of the worst breakups of my life. Like this person was taken away, and it was like, man, it was rough. It was rough. And I'm like, I came out the other side, like the most complete version of myself that I've ever experienced.
Woo!
You know, yeah, right? Like, amen to that. Like it's not on us. It's not on us to say what is good and what is bad. And I'm sorry, I'm like, I feel like I'm getting super like amped up about this right now, but it's something I believe so much. Like things that happen, they're just things. They just are. They're and if we let them just be and like watch the experience flow, and like I totally want to acknowledge that somebody who might be in a difficult situation hearing me say this might really think I'm a fucking asshole. And I completely get that. Like, I completely get that. Like nobody wants to be told when they're like in the shit, just like,
Nah, yeah.
You're going to be great on the other side. Like nobody wants to hear that. And I totally acknowledge and appreciate and understand that 100%. If you are going through a difficult situation, I want more than anything to be your cheerleader, not to say that you can get through, not to be pushing you in any way, but I hope that I think it's a we, like that's bringing it back to the why of this podcast. We want to be your cheerleaders as you're going through your evolution. We want to be the cheerleaders that we didn't have for our evolution.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Literally. I'm so happy you said that.
That's cool.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
100%. 100%. I think we all have experiences, and if we don't use our past in order to help people and like be of service, like you mentioned, like being of service, it's very, very important. And I like how you said that. Like it's you, like it helps you feel like you, like I can't remember what exactly you said, but it was like your sense of purpose helps.
Yeah, it's fulfilling. Yeah.
I think that is an across the board kind of thing.
I think so too.
We're all here.
You'd be surprised how kind. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, go on.
I mean, I am almost surprised by how kind people generally are. Like people, and I'm so happy that you said the thing about good and bad, because it's a perception, right? It goes back to the way we were raised or whatever. But there's feelings, okay? What we say is good and what we say is bad, we attach meaning to, and we have feeling. Anyway, I feel like there's a lot more kinder people in the world than what I always perceived from the household I was raised in, dysfunction and anger and, you know, violence or whatever. But there's a lot of people out there that are like, people generally, I think, in my experience anyway, want to serve others and want to help others. It's really beautiful. Humankind is like
nature.
Yeah, we're a beautiful species, and I only, like, it brings a tear to my eye. I want to help us evolve beyond violence and beyond ignorance. I'll say, not stupidity, but ignorance.
Well, you know what? Can I tell you something, Sophia?
Yeah.
Because just by the energy that you exude, you are 100% already helping, be that. Like, and that's the thing, right? Like, yes, are we in like a really like we're kind of like in a shit place environmentally, like socially, economically, like in so many different ways. There are so many things that we could look at and be like, we're screwed. Again, this comes to perception, right? But there are so many beautiful things. I totally lost my train of thought. So I have no idea where I was
No,
going with
I just want to thank you for saying that. It's a reminder that like every step of my evolution, and what could be the viewers, it spreads like wildfire, and we can't see it visibly, but
that's exactly. Thank you. Yes, 100%. And it really helped me when I understood it. I want to say it was a Thich Nhat Hanh book that I read that said this, but I can't be sure about that. But it was like, what the fuck? What did you just say?
by raising our own vibration, or by being what we want in the world, we desire to see in evolved humanity.
Everything happens energetically before it happens physically. It totally wasn't Thich Nhat Hanh. It was a like probably a YouTube video or something that I watched, but it went into how like everything is going to rectify itself.
I believe that
before physically, and it was just like, well, yes, and like if you're looking at nature and everything will clear itself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like the evolution of humankind is almost inevitable. Like
100%.
We have to change. I don't think humankind will let the planet, like we might seem like it now, but it might get to a breaking point. I believe will change because we want, in our deepest desires, we all want to survive. I mean, it's part of our makeup.
Absolutely, and that's like one of the most difficult things that I have found when I'm like in conversation with people and they just seem so ignorant or like just like so just not understanding the world the way that I understand it. You know, it's like reminding myself that everybody is doing the best that they know, and that they actually, whether you see that they are doing good or not, they think that they are doing good.
That's right.
And it's everybody's own belief. So you can't really say like, hey, you're wrong. I mean, you totally can. And we do. Like, we're in a society of people who just tell people that they're wrong all the time. Yeah. But it's not really conducive to any sort of growth or like.
For either party, for either side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like even I was reading something as well, and like a murderer or I mean, that's probably not a shit example, but like somebody who commits fraud to take other people's money, like he or she is doing that most likely to support their family or to see their own growth of their own family. They're doing it by means that they believe are good. Or else they would. So anyway.
And but even at that, right? Like you could have somebody who has money, right? Who has the money, and they're doing these acts, and in their mind, they're supporting their family. So it's like, like either way, like you could have somebody who doesn't have money or somebody who has money, but they have the mindset, like a scarcity mindset, which is kind of like what is pumped down our throats. I personally think that we live in a world where we're looking more at the problems and what we don't have instead of the solutions and what we do have. So that's what I mean when I say that we like live in a world that's like focused on scarcity. There are just as many solutions as there are problems, but not a lot of people. Like I actually get into altercations with people trying to like really just explain how I believe that there's a solution to every problem, and people like actually get fired up about it. It's the most incredible thing.
Dude, I've only been outside of the country a number of times, but like particularly I believe in America, or what I read is like if mayonnaise is on sale, we'll buy like a 12-pack of mayonnaise, dude. Like
absolutely.
Stockpiles of like mayonnaise and mustard and shit. Like finish the bottle before you get another one.
There's no need. But that's 100%, but that's like the scarcity, right? It's like this is so much mayo for so little amount, you know, but then you're gonna end up throwing like half the mayo out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was on sale. But it's like what you saved, like maybe $2, you could have just bought one and like you know, like
and it contributes to like industrialism and the
consumerism,
the pain to our earth. So anyway,
absolutely, and that's a huge one. So I I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before or not, but I was the director of an international environmental organization for a while. So like environmentalism and how to kind of bring the environmental aspect with the spiritual and just like how to live in harmony with the earth and everything is really something that I'm like beyond passionate about. So when it comes to how we live as like right now we're living as quite unsustainable creatures, like as an unsustainable species. And yeah, there's I think that's like one of the things that are flipping as well though with this spiritual evolution that we're going through. We're kind of like seeing the harmony and like all things a little bit clearer, you know.
Things are changing. Yeah.
100%, 100%. And
Baby
that's because
steps.
of people like us and people like you and everybody who's just being conscious of the energy that they're spreading, that they're spreading. Like every interaction that you have, whether you know it or not, is affecting people and things around you. So like yeah, just opening up awareness and getting yourself into a place where you're ready to grow will help others grow and help everything grow around you. And the coolest thing is you actually don't even like need to consciously do very much, but look at yourself and where you can make a different move than the cycle that you've been in.
If there's one key takeaway from this entire episode, I would say it's awareness.
100%.
And yeah, my awareness came I've always been an aware person, just I think, but I was, well, you know what, I was blessed to have some form of awakening or kundalini release where I was just, my awareness extremely was expanded. So I won't go too far into that, but yeah.
I think
no,
I think everything begins with awareness, and like that is like one of the more beautiful things about being conscious, being a conscious species is like once the awareness has come our way, the way that our brain works is like it's not like you're aware and then it like goes away. Like you're aware and it can consciously go away, but in your subconscious you're going to be taking actions and making moves that will get you to the place that you're looking to be just because it was brought to your attention and now it's on your mind, whether it's on your conscious or unconscious mind. It's brilliant. It's like it's a fail proof system that we have right up in our noggins.
yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. So awesome. This was great. And Sophia, do you have anything you want to say to wrap us up?
No, that was it. I love you guys so much. I love that we're doing this. It's good for my heart, and I hope it is for yours.
This is probably, and I know we've mentioned this behind the scenes as well, but like this is probably some of the coolest time of my week. Getting to connect with Sophia and connect with you all, and just it's like it's an artistic, creative way to show up and be of service, and it's beautiful, and it is so soul fulfilling. So I thank you all for allowing us to show up for you and taking part in this journey with us.
And there's one thing I want to say before we go. If anybody has any topics they'd like us to cover, please comment below. Let us know what you're thinking about, and we'll let you know our thoughts on it. And if anybody wants a guided meditation from the master, I think we should do an episode like that in the future. Let us know what you think.
Right on. Yes. Meditation. I'm kind of getting into a couple of things. So maybe we could actually do an episode on like Reiki and spiritual counseling and stuff like that, because that's definitely something, that I've been working on. So actually, thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that. And I'll drop the link in the description. So if you are interested in just chatting one-on-one about like spiritual topics, getting to know each other, there's like a free 15-minute like introductory section. Or you can get Reiki or tarot reading on the link as well. So I'll share that below. Thank you. And cool. Thank you all. Thank you once again for showing up and hanging with us. We're Soul Spark Vibe, here to spark your soul so that you can ignite your best life. And we love you. Thank you.
Bye.